Welcome back Southwest Florida to Dr. King Day Celebration 2019. A huge part of what happens this entire weekend leading up to this Monday is Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. It's a big part of this. Dr. King is a member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. I'm Lee Pitts, and I'm here as usual every year to cover this from end to end. We'll have about over 1,000 people out here today before it's all over. And we're going to talk to a lot of people. Right here, we have Robert Norris, who's a former educator and just a big-time community leader with the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, with 100 black men. What else, Norris?
Well, Lee County Housing Authority is serving as the board chairman of Lee County Housing Authority.
You on that board now?
Yeah, I've been on there for the last 10 years.
Would that be Renaissance Preserve and all of that?
No, Lee County. This is Lee County Housing, public housing.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good to know you're in that capacity as well. You bring a vast amount of education to our community. Tell us a little bit about that. You as an educator up north, I think.
Right. I'm born and raised in the Bronx, New York. I retired about 18 years ago, moved here to Southwest Florida. I'm a beach person. I like the warm weather. And after moving here, my commitment has always been to community. I'm a resident of neighborhood housing in New York, public housing itself, and my attitude has always been to give back. You know, we're fortunate to be in a situation where I can give back, and in the process of giving, I'm learning as well.
Okay.
So.
When you came here from New York, was it a culture shock in terms of where the progress of black people? How do you feel about it now? Just kind of capsulize the whole race relation and the progress of black people.
There was some cultural understanding that I had to be able to absorb, all right? I had the opportunity to work in Fayetteville, North Carolina for one summer in a program similar to Upward Bound. That's the first time I've been south. That was in 1972. I hadn't come back again until I bought a timeshare down in Florida, and I enjoyed it. But there's a difference. I went to college in Indiana, and there was a cultural shock going through that. But the people who live on 75, they are primary for the Midwest anyway. So I kind of understood what basically what the cultural practices were, and understanding also that things were different. I come from a background of supporting someone like Malcolm X. I always did support Martin Luther King, but I was more of the other type of background of don't turn the other cheek, you know.
Malcolm X had a relevant message then and now as well.
Extremely, and they both had serious messages. They're coming from different perspectives, but the goal is still the same, and that goal is primary for us to get what we deserve in this country because we contribute to building this nation.
Do you think that the city of Fort Myers in the county, Lee County, has how do you describe them in terms of opportunities here for minorities?
I don't see it. Okay, I really don't see the opportunities here for people of color, in particular black people of color. We talk about getting an education, bringing in the credentials and doing what's right, but I don't really see what they talk about at all. You still have to be twice as good, but not even being twice as good is not enough as well. And I'm seeing this not only in the school system, but in the workforce as well. You know, one of our major things right now is that the Southwest Florida is heavily Republican, okay? And our push right now is to make sure that those returning citizens, quote unquote, ex-cons, will register and vote, period, you know. And that's our focus right now, okay? And this is what we're trying to do. This is our goal right now this year with Alpha Phi Alpha, is to get as many registered returning citizens to vote. I think there's something like 400,000 in the state of Florida that they chose to vote. We can swing this state to a political party that's going to take care of our particular needs.
One of the things about you too that I love so much is that you don't sugarcoat things. Mm-hmm. We need more people like you who don't sugarcoat things. Now, in order for Lee County, Fort Myers to live up to the true ideas of what your fraternity brother, Dr. Martin Luther King, preached and believed in, name some things, some places they need to get started.
First, start in the school system. Start in the school system so these young people understand the importance of an education. All right? There's a goal at the end. It doesn't have to be in sports. It have to be in some professional areas. I also believe in young people who choose not to go to college, get training in the institutions in terms of technical institutions and things of this nature. Then we can move on to the adults in terms of getting them to participate in the process of voting. This institution is extremely necessary right now. And I think that if our adults can set the standards for the young people to vote, there's no reason, and whether this is black, white, Latino, whatever the case may be, that we should be in the situation as we are right now, particularly with someone like number 45 being in office. Mm-hmm. All right.
When you being a former educator, you get a chance to interface with, you know how the education system works. What do you think about how the minority teachers are being treated in the Lee County School District? There's minority students in terms of being the lowest in terms of on standardized tests and things of that nature. They trail in particularly black kids. And the fact that you now have a African American who has been elected to the school board. I know it's a lot, so let's just start off with the teachers and your thoughts on them. We'll go to the students and then the school board. Gwendolyn Gittens, now the first African American elected to the school board.
When it comes to the school system itself, I speak to teachers. I'm a former principal in New York. And I find here that the teachers do not have, there's no sense of job stability here. That you could work in one school and the next thing you know you're working in the second school, all right?
Dude,
and whether this is for
my process, man.
And whether this is for teachers of color or white teachers, somewhere along the line you need some stability. You need the fact to understand that you're working to deal with young people, provide the best education, but at the same time teach them how to think and to not only read, write, and do basic mathematics, but to think instead of teaching for exams. That's the biggest problem right now. They're teaching for tests instead of teaching these young people to develop their skills.
Do you think that it's important to have minority teachers working with minority students, or
of course
students can be educated by anybody? I mean, unpack.
No, students could be educated by anyone, but there's cultural practices you bring in there into education. You bring in cultural biases. I was fortunate enough to teach in Bed-Stuy section of Brooklyn, and I was fortunate enough to teach under a black principal, and at least 85% of the teachers in the school I worked in were black, and 95 to 100%, 95% of our students were black and Latino, and there was a difference because the intent and the direction of the principal, his supervisors, was somewhat different in terms of what I learned in the classroom versus what I learned on the job training at the schools. And I think it's necessary, particularly with young black men today and black boys, where there are very few males involved in their lives. They need some male teachers and black male teachers at that.
Okay, now after over 100 years, finally a African